She just won't go away, y'all. She just won't go away. She ain't going nowhere. Bloomberg comes into the race, try to screw the entire Democratic primary up just to bring in Hillary Clinton as VP. So basically what you're telling me is you're trying to spend all that money just to lose again, huh? We're going to talk about it. Thanks for tuning in. What is going on, everybody? Thank you all so much for tuning into this live stream segment of MCSC. And of course, as always, I am your humble host, Niko House. And if you hear a bunch of beating and bumping in the background, well, it is the Pride Parade today here in downtown Miami. So you might hear a little bit of that. They're going to be turning up, and I was going to wait until they were done. But this is the Pride Parade. You don't really know when they're going to be done. So we're going to get it popping with the news, all right? So, you know, one of the most difficult things about being a member of the MCSC network, we have some pretty brilliant members as part of this network. And when you're blessed enough to have really a culmination of unique experiences, unique backgrounds, like I said, and a unique set of intelligent individuals, you kind of reach conclusions way faster than everybody else, because you're not reaching your conclusions based off of what you want to happen, what you wish would happen. You're basing your conclusions off of the collective observations of the group. And one of the collective observations that we had made a while ago is that Hillary Clinton is vying to be the vice president, not the president, like many people may have thought. And like I said, the hardest part about being part of the MCSC network is when you got to be right like 4 or 5 months in advance when nobody will listen to you, because we be trying to warn people and nobody wants to pay attention. But here we are, ladies and gentlemen, because guess what? Bloomberg really wants to lose. And that's what I'm getting. He's spending $200 million to lose because he's considering Hillary Clinton as the vice president. Yeah, I know. Let's look it up. Let's look at it. I know, I can't believe it either, but hey, it's just money, I guess. So according to CNBC, presidential candidate Mike Bloomberg is considering Hillary Clinton as a vice presidential running mate after positive internal polling about the potential pairing, according to the Drudge Report, which cited sources close to the Bloomberg campaign. And by the way, positive internal polling means that Bloomberg decided that he actually wants a chance to be the nominee, and internal polling means the DNC bigwigs told him, I don't give a damn how much money you spend. If Hillary Clinton is not your vice presidential nominee, then you're not going to be the nominee. We just going to pick somebody who will be the nominee. That's what positive internal polling means. So, according to Drudge, in such a partnership, Bloomberg would change his official residence from New York to Colorado or Florida. The Constitution suggests that there may be limitations in both members of a presidential ballot residing in the same state. Isn't that weird? We don't have any part of the Constitution that prevents somebody from spending hundreds of millions of dollars of their own money to rig the outcome of an election, but you can't live in the same state. Oh man, we really need to update our Constitution, don't you think, people? So if anybody is wondering how serious this consideration is, right, if this news should be taken seriously, I have, once again, no reason to believe otherwise. But if you're looking for a reason, like, look, if he's considering, you don't randomly consider to move to one state or another based off of some issue with the constitutionality of two people living in the same state and being on the same ticket that no one had ever considered before this point. I hadn't even thought about something like that. But clearly somebody was doing research just to make sure that this was legally possible. So this is something that we should be seriously looking at. Not to mention, the DNC is broke. I just learned the other day that the DNC apparently only has about $8 million in cash, whereas the RNC, the Republican National Committee, has over $100+ million in cash. So the DNC is broke, right? They could raise a lot of money if they would nominate perhaps one of the most popular candidates in the country, but they won't do that because they're idiots. Let's be honest with you. If you need more proof once again that Hillary Clinton will very likely be a vice presidential pick, not only for Bloomberg, but if Buttigieg wins, or if Klobuchar even wins. I think that's a possibility even if Klobuchar wins. I've covered this in a video where I predicted that Hillary Clinton would be the VP pick and that they would try to basically cheat to ensure that she is the VP pick. And I've talked about how important it is to pay attention to the VP nomination. And I talked about it in another video where I said if you've looked at the president, the vice president, or any of the respective nominees, but more specifically, once again, the president and the vice presidents, from Bill Clinton to Al Gore to Hillary Clinton, who was a nominee, to Joe Biden, who was a vice president and, was a front runner, every single one of them have been a part of the Koch brothers baby that was created in the late 80s, early 90s, called the DLC, the Democrat Leadership Council, which was meant to move the party right so that they could counter all the victories that the Republicans were gaining just from merely being associated with Ronald Reagan. Like, there were a lot of Democrats who had won prior because they were being associated with FDR, which is probably a little bit more legitimate, of an association, at least legitimate as far as a leader that you can actually look up to, whereas Reagan was just fugazi, as Pasta always likes to say. But hey, Republicans they made him into a caricature of what they thought he was. They ran and they won over and over and over again. The Koch brothers, the Democrats were desperate. Koch brothers had a lot of money, and so the Koch brothers invested in the Democrats and they became basically right. Damn near, I would make an argument that by the time Bill Clinton got in office, he was probably to the right of George H.W. Bush on things like being tough on crime, on things like civil liberties and things like that. So the Democrat Leadership Council includes members like Hillary Clinton, includes members like Al Gore, like I said, Bill Clinton, Joe Biden, I believe John Kerry. But even if it wasn't John Kerry, like I said, there's plenty of members. And if you want to be clearly the precedent has been set that if you want to be the Democratic nominee, if you want to be a president or a vice president or even have a chance at one of those tickets, then you have to either be a member of the Democrat Leadership Council or you have to have one in your cabinet at a leadership position. So it is very, very likely that Hillary Clinton will be the VP nominee, no matter who it is. I know people want to point at Bloomberg because, like I said, clearly Bloomberg just wants to throw away $200 million and every other cent he's about to spend. But it's likely if Buttigieg gets it, it's likely if Klobuchar gets it. We know that Warren and Biden are not even close. They're not even in sniffing distance. But the two that I would look to are Bloomberg and Klobuchar. Bloomberg and Buttigieg. Bloomberg primarily. And the reason why is because, like I said, the DNC is broke and they made it clear. Donna Brazile explained to us, why did y'all cheat so willingly for Hillary Clinton? We were broke. We ain't had no money. Hillary Clinton had a bunch of money and we needed all the monies. Bloomberg got all the monies. And I imagine that there is some sweetheart deal that the moment that he selects Hillary Clinton as, I don't think they have to win. Dead ass, I don't even think they have to win the general election. However, they do want to be the nominee, and Bloomberg at least wants a shot at Donald Trump. And I believe if he gets that, then there's probably some sweetheart deal where he and all of his associates will just pump a ridiculous amount of money into the DNC. Hillary Clinton's super PACs will be reignited, and they can funnel and launder more money into the DNC and various state parties. That's why they would choose Hillary Clinton, even though it seemed like a losing formula. They're all about instant gratification. They're worse than stockbrokers and corporations who only pay attention to immediate profit rather than long-term gains and short-term losses. So this is clearly a horrendous idea, right? I feel like I shouldn't have to say this, but if you're one of those people who think, well, I'm going to vote blue no matter who, you might want to think again, because the rest of the country, I can assure you, is not with you. Let me tell you something real quick. You want to know how to lose a black vote? here are about 3 ways you can lose the black vote in 2020. You can nominate Bloomberg. You can nominate Buttigieg. Or you can nominate, I don't know, you can nominate Bernie Sanders, but then try and attach Hillary Clinton to him as VP. You attach Hillary Clinton to anybody as VP. Not only will you lose the black vote, as in they won't turn out, but you mess around and give us Bloomberg and Hillary Clinton through a broker convention via superdelegates. Do it. You think it's bad? You think not turning out is bad? Oh no, we're gonna turn out, and we're gonna put that lever right for Donald Trump. Boop boop, just like that, without us. Fuck it. Okay, so you want me to choose between Mr. Stop and Frisk and the guy who was willing to work with people like Tulsi Gabbard and a couple of other Democrats on the First Step Act to give felons a second opportunity, give them training while they're in prison so that we can reduce the recidivism rates, reevaluate some felon cases and release them if they've been wrongfully convicted. That's what the First Step Act does. It gives people a second chance, whereas Bloomberg said that we're actually not stopping enough black people. I mean, we should be stopping more. If anything, we're stopping white people too much. Really? That's what he said. You want to learn how to lose the black vote? Go ahead. That's how you do it. Because we're gonna show out. We're gonna show up. But please test us. Because we've really had it up to here with both parties. We've had it up to here with both parties. Everybody has, but black people have in general. I've seen former black consultants, especially the male consultants, because if y'all don't know, black male consultants that don't sell out, we're not allowed to get highly influential jobs. And let me be clear about that. That's in the Democratic side. That's in the that's in the Democratic side. That's in the Republican side. It's when it comes to neoliberals or when it comes to progressives. We don't have a lot of say, even though we have very unique experiences that best equip us to prepare people for certain situations. So the black male population is already pissed. And Nina Turner spoke on it beautifully. She said the Democratic Party will sit here and claim that the black women are the backbone of the party and then completely erase and leave behind black men. And there's, reason for that. There's inherent racial biases that nobody likes to talk about. President Bloomberg commits suicide and HRC becomes president. Actually possible. I mean, he old as hell, right? He don't even have to commit suicide. He's 78 years old. There's no scenario where I'm okay with Hillary Clinton becoming the vice president. But you're going to lose the black vote if you have Bloomberg and Hillary Clinton. The black people didn't even turn out for Hillary Clinton. What do you think you're going to get enough woke They wouldn't turn out for Hillary Clinton as president when Donald Trump, she was less popular than Donald Trump was, right? And it wasn't even that big of a difference. The likability was she was 37%, he was 39%. But you think you're gonna beat Donald Trump when he now has a 49% approval rating? He ain't even go. You know what's gonna be funny in the debates with Bloomberg? He not even gonna talk about Bloomberg. He gonna be like, bro, I don't even want to entertain you. You picked Hillary Clinton as your running mate. So why would I entertain you in a serious debate when you clearly are not taking this election seriously? Because I just mollywopped her 3-4 years ago. That's what's gonna happen. Donald Trump is gonna celebrate 3 years in it. He gonna celebrate. Go ahead, nominate Hillary Clinton as the vice president. He will celebrate 3 months in advance, and the first group that he will make his thanks out to will be the Democratic Party for literally gift wrapping him an election 2 years in a row. Thank you very much. First of all, I want to thank the Democrats. I mean, really, I don't even know if I would be the president if it wasn't for your ridiculous behavior. I mean, you're really the best at losing. And at the end of the day, hey, I can't really win unless there's a loser, and nobody loses better than the Democrats. Basically, that's what would happen. So you can try it. You can try it if you want to. So, yeah, man. Like I said, it sucks being right. When you write about stuff like this, like I said, we called this months ago. And when you write about stuff like this, it sucks because you know it's a real possibility. I've already explained that the VP pick can be picked by superdelegates unless someone with a big old stick just puts it on the table. When I say stick, I don't really mean stick. You know what I'm talking about. Got to put that Johnson on the table and say, nah, this is my party now. I'm choosing the VP. Otherwise, superdelegates would be selecting VP. And we've already seen how this game plays. In one of the most transformative elections in the history, they always intervene to take back control of their party for decades and decades after. So we are at a very pivotal moment in history once again. And the question is, are we gonna let it happen? Are y'all gonna let Henry Wallace get screwed again? I mean, we're gonna see, huh? I mean, let me be honest with you. Closet racists and moderate white liberals were perfectly fine with allowing Truman to be VP just so we didn't upset the balance. You know, we don't want to ruffle too many feathers, knowing that Truman was a racist. But as long as the Democrats win, right? You can have a racist in power as long as the Democrats win. So are you gonna do it again? Just because you think you can beat Trump? Because you can get local officials elected. You can get local Congress people, state senators, municipal leaders like council members and commissioners. You can get them elected without having to sell out your values and voting and being okay with a racist as a nominee. 2 of them. It's up to you. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all so much for tuning into that live stream segment of MCSC. We will be back soon with some more coverage. But other than that, if you can't tune or stay around, always remember more than anything else, find your balance. Peace.